Alright, hello everyone. So today I'm gonna speak a little light. Why? Because I got my nephew sleeping in my room with me. So I'm just gonna have to take it with it for now. Alright, so today we are back again on the original Arknights. So we can catch up with the events. I think the retrace our steps events. In which will, with the new Silver Ash Ultra limited character drop and all that jazz. Barely even touched
arknights.
the event story, so we're gonna go do that real quick before we lose the time limit on that. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit more softer, silencer. Yeah, I don't know which way it's gonna go. Still, I'm lying as close as I can to my mic right now. So now at least you can hear me. But yeah, we're gonna see if we're gonna have to speak a little softer, or when the parents and the kids come back home early. If not, well, we're gonna have to stick with it for more than a few hours. God dang. Alright, let's see where we're at. Definitely still taking quite a while to load. Even though the FPS seems to be well enough. Oh, we're in. Alright, get us signed in and all of that. What we're looking at. Oh yeah, the new outfit. Yeah, that's still gonna be a little hard to get. Alright, so let's see how much jazz we have. 800, yep. Slowly making my way back to the pools I once had. And still, for me to even try and get another limited, that's gonna be a long way away. Because we all know how much you need to at least get like one copy of the limited. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to save for another 4 years or something. To at least try and get a pity or something. Because the limit is like 300-ish. If you're lucky, you can get it in like 200. Just like how I did with Silver Ash Altar. Still, I doubt I'm gonna be that lucky again. Alright, let's see. What's new? The new operator. Umbriel skin. Oh, nice. I'm gonna be able to get that then. We already got all of this. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on a few of these because of the skin. I'm broke, so we might as well go for 3 skins we can get. Alright, let's check out the modules. We got a Genos. Oh yeah, we need to get her before. At least Heyax is not a limited operator, so we can still get her if we can. The Mistos. Oh, let's see if my pools are lucky or not. Shaman, who the fuck are you? First time seeing this guy. Alright, so we got Ocean's new module. I think we got it unlocked. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got it unlocked. Those are the level 1, if I remember correctly. Yeah, stage 1. Fucking boost this thing up. Money. I need like 3 more of these and a lot of money. Oh well, not yet, but let's go head back into this. Yeah, definitely been a while. Alright, so we already did the first three story stuff. Now let's hop into the second episode. I don't know if we did the story on this one. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to get a new crew on just so I can level them up with their trust as well. Oh yeah, I do need to get dungeon meshing class up as well. A lot of stuff I need to do. Alright, I'll go with this one. Why? Because we got two of my new waifus, or two new operators I got. And I need to build their trust up anyways. Also, sorry if my voice acting in this part is a little bit shy because, well, I can't shout much. Alright, let's see what we're doing. They're here. The unclean who defiled Mount Tarlan and the faith of Kedrak. This iron house of foreigners has angered Catagrandir. Oh, Kenn on high forgives our sins. The sounds of praying and sobbing mixed with angry shouting. The sound weave into a robe, connecting tearful, fearful, and angry faces, surrounding the newly built observation station. The still door remains unmoving. A wizened voice cuts through the crowds. Remember, the wind wrapping the mountain does not come from nowhere. The wind continues to roar. The old woman walks across the snow to the tightly shut door, her voice clearly heard by the others. It is her breath, sweeping down the snow-white peak. It is her ever-vigilant watch, rising from the deepest valleys to the highest clouds. It will drive out the miasma, ether, and the parasite that hides amongst the rocks. It will bring all the sounds back to her ear, so that she will hear and the mountain bring bright and clear. Wait, is that door moving? Yes, they're opening the door. Our protest worked. Open up! Open up and hear our voice. Listen to the true voice of Keturangir's people. Listen to the voice of Keturang. You're not welcome here. You all must leave. Outsiders of Mount Carlan, go back to where you came from. Outsiders of Mount Carlan. The cries grows louder, clearer. Someone stretches out some wave towards the sky. Is it the result of sincere prayers, or did the combined force of their innovations cause steel to tremble? The doors open. All breeze are baited in silence. Yep, Silver Ash's clan guard. That garb. Are they from the clan Silver Ash? The one behind them, the Elderways. Did he come to send these outsiders away? He better. They were the ones who brought those people in, and they should be the ones who pick up the mess. But something about his expressions. Clear out the protesters. Avoid casualties. Put down your weapons. Back off. We're not backing off. Why are you telling us to go away? The ones who should go away are. Keep your hands off me. Otherwise, whose side are you on? Whose side do you think they're on? Their weapons and shields are pointed towards us. Isn't it clear enough who his friends and enemies are? A blizzard is coming. You should leave before the road's completely blocked. No need to worry about the dangers along the way. Clan Silverash guards will ensure your safety and bring you back home. Ah, Grandma, wait, don't! The old woman forced her arm through the guard's ranks. Her movements are swift and without hesitation. The cold snow splashes upon Liberi's face. May Keithran Irea forgive your sins. Pity and resolute mercy concrete upon the wrinkled face. Her cold fingers touches Genos's forehead, leaving behind a simple curved line. A Kedrag ritual intended to drive the evil out of a child afflicted by fever. May her miracle drive out the miasma of evil, and the parasite that hide amongst the rocks of gloom. Remember that the winds of Keterandir had visited upon your stubbornness before. Now you send her away. Go home, madame. There is no change in Genos's expressions as snows melt, flows down his face. The winds on the mountains are harsh. Don't catch a cold. Ah, okay. Where are we now? Kedrag, the beautiful paradise, clean and pristine under the dome, and beneath the winds and snow, pious and pure under divine protection. The faith of its people is firm as the mountain, never wavering, or perhaps a single flake of snow is all it takes to begin its collapse. What do you think of the catastrophe for the shake of faith of Kedrag here? The faith of Kedrag isn't so weak. The people of Kedrag have never wavered, even before the toughest trials. I'll set out for Mount Tara once the catastrophe is cleaned up and my leg is good again. The sun of Kedrag will drive out all corruption and evil, and those who bathe in it need fear neither pain, nor illness, nor the stone disease. Kedrag Gandhi is great. Kedrag Gandhi is kind. She will never abandon Kedrag. Everything will go back to the way it was once we clean up the snow. Oh, little girl? Of course, it's all fault of those Rhinelander people. Everything starts going bad when they came. Kedrag doesn't need an observation station. All we need is Kedrag Gandhi's protection. Drive them out. Give me back my peaceful life and my mom and dad. Okay, she's an orphan. Oh, that's definitely no good. Is there anything I can help? Wait, you're Victorian. Get your pitchfork. Who let this one into the village? Colombians and Victorians. Is everybody making their homes on our turf now? Get lost. You're not welcome here. Okay, there's definitely racist. Phew, this will be tougher than I thought. You need some help? Hey, I remember her. I got her, I think. I just don't remember her name. Hi, I'm fine. I'm just short on film. I don't suppose I'll be able to find any here. Encia, yeah. Let me see. You can get this model from the Central Mall in the Silverash domain. Nice pics. Are you a photographer from Victoria? Reporter, to be exact. Good timing. May I get an interview? Who? Me? How do you view the catastrophe that just occurred in Kedrag? How do you view your faith when Kedrag Gandhi no longer protect Kedrag from catastrophe? I thought you were talking about Kedrag Gandhi as a catastrophe from over there. You want to know how Kedrag people think? Of course. We came to report on the true Kedrag. The people in the other lands know very little about it, and we want your voices to reach them. There's no need to be burdened by the weight of religion. Liberate yourself from the systematic oppression of rule and traditions, and tell me what you choose between. Oh, I never heard so many big words spoken in a single breath. Well, my view on catastrophe is simple. Catastrophes outside Kedrag are really bad. And it's the same for this catastrophe in Kedrag. People suffer, get hurt everywhere. This makes me sad. I wish these things never happened. As for Faith, may I ask this question? Does Victoria have a god too? Victoria? Yes, I'm curious what the god of Victoria is like. Is he really pretty? Does he get angry easily? You've been going around the village asking questions for days, but you don't talk about anything other than Ketra Grandir is angry and Ketra Grandir has abandoned you. So I thought maybe faith to you is something that's colder, harsher. A smile appears on the girl's face. Her cheek rises and voice is light and spry. I believe the god of K-Drag isn't like that. K-Drag Grandia is like the people of K-Drag, generous and kind. She doesn't get angry over cable cars and factories or like pubs or books. And she won't throw a tantrum by causing a catastrophe and taking lives. K-Drag Grandia isn't pretty like that. Ah, okay. There's definitely a different view of that. Oh, one more box. Move over. Alright, put it down. You got room on your truck. Got 15 barrels of burden beast milk wines. Can you bring it with you? 15 barrels? Ought to keep it. Can have a big bar like this and nothing for guests. The three great clans alone have donated plenty of stuff to the affected villages. Not to mention the local gentry. A few barrels of wine more or less won't make much of a difference. I don't like to hear that. We can donate, but I can't. Well, you to decide whether I need it or not. Each of us has actually seen a catastrophe before. But that's too much. It's not. I know you're short on wine. Not only does wine keep people warm, it can also be used in medicine, and even disinfect wounds when necessary. If we had all this stuff back then, well, never mind. Anyway, you're taking it. Not one barrelist. Well, I'll take it as you're saying that I'm not one of you, and I don't belong in Kintarat. Wait, that's not what I meant. Then take it. Think of it as doing me as a favor. You know how that father-in-law of mine is. He's adored hardship all his life, but he's never been stingy when it comes to sharing with hungry people. Now move aside and let me put the cargo in. Just don't get in any trouble and make him even angrier. I still remember how he huffed when you proposed to his daughter. I thought he was a nice guy who just wanted to help. Turns out he was after my little girl Freya, he said. He said it again, he was still mad, so he pulled out his cane. What are you not chatting so excitedly about? Let's get to work. Dan and I just checked our stock. We still have about 2 truckloads of stuff, mostly dried meat and cheese, plus some butter and herbs. I think I caught you before you left, Krete. Need to talk to Carl and Trade to send another truck here. 2 trucks? I told you, Krete. Fine, suit yourself. You're the only new wet I know who'd rather give away their whole storehouse before taking any gifts. It's a catastrophe, after all. It never happened to Kedra. No one knows how bad it is. But now is the time for us to work together and help each other. In Kedra Gandhi's name. In Kedra Gandhi's name. We'll work together and pull through. Let's go back, Lisbon. The wind's getting stronger. I can't help but have a feeling. A feeling of what? A strange feeling that something is about to happen. Oh, I must be overthinking. Oh, your intuition is as sharp as ever. Wait, Harold, is this real? Am I dreaming? Oh, this idiot, I gotta. Oh, that's certainly enough. You still remember my name. Looks like you haven't forgotten the time we fought alongside each other. Please stop making fun of me. What brings you here? What else could it be? We heard there's a spot of trouble in Kendra, so we came to offer some warmth. That's a good name, should. Oh, a whole truck of supplies. Truck! Take another look. Arrow gestured behind himself, and Lisbon seen a long procession of vehicle bearing the Victorian crest, stretching as far as the eye can see. Some warmth, you say? Well, we're warmer than some other folks, to be sure. Wait, Harold is Victorian? I thought he was with, you know, Silver Ash True or something. Okay, so let's see. I must emphasize our concern regarding this matter, Mr. Silverash. We consider Carl and Trade a reliable partner in Cataract, a respectable nation. We had hoped that the observation station would be the tip of the spear of our mutual understanding and cooperation. I have to say, we are disappointed. I understand your Excellency concerns. Allow me to explain. No, I don't need an explanation. We understand the unfortunate circumstances that have befallen Kedrag, and we express our deepest sympathies. But that is no reason for Kedrag mobs to attack innocent Colombian scientists. Receiving verbal abuse of our scientists promoting hate and xenophobia, we are outraged by Kedrag contempt for and violating of the safety of others' peoples. Should your government continue to allow the situation to spiral out of control, the Colombian side will take action to ensure the safety of Ryan's Lab researchers by evacuating them in accordance with our treaty. Regarding the incident at the Ryan's Lab observation station, Carl and Trade personnel have arrived on site and are working to de-escalate the conflict, preventing the situation from further deterioration. As I understand it, there has been no injury to person or property. Should we thank our lucky stars, or that public sentiment has not yet reached a boiling point? Should we continue to trust in Kedrak's abilities to stabilize the situation, or should the public outrage dissipate overnight? The fireplace cracks, sending forth a wave of warmth, but there is no warmth on the faces in the room. The Colombian ambassador adjusts her postures, rapped the table with her fingers, speaking in a calm tone. We respect the professionalism and sincerity and capability that Carl and Trade has demonstrated in the past. It has allowed our cooperations and scientific collaboration to progress safely up to this point. Now, however, the Colombia's best and brightest are in dangers on your land, dangers that they have never should have found themselves in. Kedrak needs to provide a solution, or at least demonstrate a will to resolve the situation. Your Excellency cannot ask so much of a developing country. Considering Kedrak's circumstances, I find Mr. Silverash's performance thus far quite impressive. I see that Victoria shows great care for her neighbors. But of course, a kind neighbor should always be ready to lend a kind hand. Remember the Prince of Victoria's folklore, who gave his golden crown to a foul beast in the snow. The man smiled with an expression of unnatural benevolence. He draws out a piece of paper from his pocket and unfolds it on the table. Here's a checklist for the first sketch of humanitarian assistance. Food, blankets, medicine, spirits, sugar, salt, a team of doctors, and 2 veteran peacekeeping squads. Exactly what Kedrak needs right now. This is very generous. Kedrak appreciates your kindness. Not mine. This is the kindness of the Empire of Victoria. Our prince had a heart of gold. He would give his prized sword in the same way he would offer gold and silver. It all depends on what you need and what matters of threat you face. There is no need to fear or worry. I'm sure you will make a decision that is satisfactory to all three sides of us. After all, survival is an art form in the snow realm. Is it not, Mr. Silverash? Gazes beckoning and questioning, converging upon pieces of paper, and on the silent young man. What are your thoughts, Mr. Silverash? NC Odes looking down at the pushed piece of paper and picks it up. Black and white, neat and clean. There's no deception. Even the name of the squad leaders are listed on the paper. A perfect show of sincerity and pomposity? Okay. I have no reason to refuse, do I? As you said, this is exactly what Keitra needs right now. The supplies will keep the people fed, and the doctors will help us win more battles against illness and death. As for trained soldiers, I do not need to expound upon usefulness. To the questions that was interrupted, Madam Ambassador. Keitra vowed to protect the safety of each and every researcher at the station when it was first established. That vow has not been broken. I'm not sure why you're so eager to reach the conclusion that Keitra has lost control of the situation. The Bindbeat Court, Khan and Trade will uphold our end of the bargain. May I ask you to continue your trust in Keitra's ability to deal with our own problems? As for whether the incident at the observation station was an accident or instigated by those with ulterior motives, I believe that time will tell. Very well, Mr. Silverash, I look forward to your show of competence. But I must remind you how important the project is to Columbia. We believe it to be of paramount significance to all Terra. Therefore, the Colombian side will deplore any means necessary to protect our scientists and their findings. Any means necessary. Indeed, I too believe that scientific exploration taking place in Keitra belongs to all Terra. The Empire of Victoria will do our part to maintain Keitra's stability. Of course, I'm sure we're all of one mind on this matter. The sun shines through the window past the shoulder of the Colombian ambassador and upon the chest of the Victorian ambassador. He stands up from his chair and his back perfectly straight. The discussion seemed to have come to a close. Such a wise decision. It seems all of us have gotten what we wanted. Yeah. This definitely seems suspected. Is the meeting over? How long have you been waiting? Half an hour. I made good use of it, going through 4 reports while I was waiting. Take a seat. If you want a drink, help yourself. Thank you, but I already helped myself to the tea you've kept on top of the shelf. It's been there for a little too long. A fine time to ask you what's the situation at Rhineland. We have no insight into the catastrophe as expected. While people demonstrated enough restraint, there weren't any real attempts at violence. Most certified themselves with reciting the Keitra Grandia as they held hands. But I noticed that there were a few people at the front shouted the loudest, only to disappear into the crowd when they saw the soldiers. Are you concerned? I'm concerned that this may only be the first incident. The observation station is not the only place where conflict is happening. There have been protests and rallies in the domains of the other 2 clans. Strike at our factories as well. I'm dealing with it. Someone understands that they can use this catastrophe as a weapon. They know the power of the people will. trick that you developed before, but the weapon is not in your hand this time. You skipped the part where someone threw snow in your face. Is that important? Is the only thing that is unexpected. Did you expect the Colombian Victoria to sit you down for a game of good cop, bad cop? Yes and no. The Colombians' attitude is aggressive, but at the end of the day, it's continued cooperations that they want. The most important thing for them is the observation station delivering results. As for Victorians, they are more anxious than we thought. I saw Harold Caravan. He's sure he's wandering about in the streets, telling neighborly stories with his own friends. He wondering should take him to Carlin Trade headquarters in another 20 minutes. I suppose you already signed and received the goods, and I don't suppose we had a choice. The Pollard Shore and Browntowns will find out soon. As for how they'll take it, let's just say you should be prepared for the Tri-Clan Council. Getting cold feet? I'm used to it. This nonchalant attitude of yours is why people hate you so much. Thank you for the compliment. At the end of the day, however, none of us expected this catastrophe to happen. You can act as unflappable as you like, but don't tell me this disaster hasn't actually phased you. I don't think you're actually that big. I know. With risk, however, comes opportunity. This is the first catastrophe that Cataract has seen in 1,000 years. Perhaps it's time for certain things that have lasted 1,000 years to change. Unskilled looks out the window. It starts snowing again, covering the lands of Cataract in white. The mountain's winds continue to blow. They call it the breath of Kenn D. Her messenger. It walks every inch of Cataract, bringing all its sounds back to her ears. She will tell right from wrong, good from evil, friends from foe, piety from falsehood, medicine from poison, and mirth from tears. She will pass judgment. Here's one other thing you should know. The avalanche caused by the catastrophe destroyed the train station at the foot of the mountain. Strangely, and fortunately, there were fewer people inside the station than expected. It was only in a later interview that we learned that someone had shouted about a bomb in the station, causing the crowd to flee. Who? We don't know yet, but the researcher who disappeared from Ryan's lab remains unaccounted for. If they are one and the same, then she had not cleared the borders of Cataract when the catastrophe occurred. He should still be somewhere in the realm. I see. You're the only one I can count on for this genosis. Find this woman without triggering a response from Ryan's lab. You're finally starting to look serious. Should I ask why? You'll learn soon enough, but ideally, one should not have to rely on trick plays in the game of chess. Interesting. So there's definitely something related to the sciences we first saw in OS cutscenes. Well, the first one, I think. Still don't know about the woman who's chased her, though. I mean, I know the woman chasing that scientist belongs to Ryan's lab also, but there's definitely something sussy about it. Even I don't know what it is. Foul piece, you okay? Okay, I forgot. The game is lagging and that. Nice.
バグパイプ波状棒と共に参る。
お前の犠牲で何かが得られるとでも。波が船べりを打つ音が聞こえる。勝利の予兆だ。
私たちの勝利に参加を。あなたたちの終末に。
とっととこの茶番劇を終わらせるぞ。
これがお前の判断か。
お前の犠牲で何かが得られるとでも。
光があなたに染み渡らんこと。
お前の犠牲で何かが得られるとでも。
自分のための戦いは。私の声に応える。こっちこっち。
ドクター、数値はあった。何か違う気が。まあいい、とにかく起動しよう。とっととこの茶番劇を終わらせるぞ。
我が炎月下の中では恐れし魂が踊り狂うだろう。
Let's see if this minion gets pushed up here or not. It's gonna be very funny if he did. Alright, so
私たちの勝利。
この巻き狩りには時間をかけすぎた。今は一人綺麗に映っているな。データも見てみる。
思考を明晰にするは戦術。待機中。
ドクター、よし、妥当なデータだ。早速演算してもらう。
Nice. Okay, we just barely made it out. Okay, yep, more cutscene. Took a little longer to load. Anya, what do you think? When the winter nights were long, there was no food to be found. She walked into the forest to look for seeds. No, not this one either. The word catastrophe doesn't even exist in the old Kedoragi language. Is it possible that we truly have never been struck by a catastrophe before? Or maybe the ancient people could tell catastrophe from normal disasters and mix their records with others. The snowmelt flooded the fields and pastures. The crops fell to an untimely winter tide. Oh no, none of these sounds like catastrophe. I remember there's another story that she used to tell. When the cold winter night froze the heart of Carmen, the enemy from afar came across the ice. The warrior stood vigil with weapon in hand. At dusk he saw something terrifying upon the nation. In the mirror like ice, red sword. The warrior ran back to his clan to warn the others, but no one but the warrior could see the creature. No one believed his words. And so the warrior began to live in fear. So, when did you? I came after morning prayers. I did not wish to disturb you, so I remained quiet. But I could not resist the urge to speak when you recite a familiar section of the scriptures. I apologize for disturbing you. It's alright. I thought you were still handling matters of court. The light is dim from Enya's vantage point. Sitting on a high ladder, the great elder's robe seemed to be blending in with the colors of the floor. She cannot see his expression. You must be very busy after taking over as Great Elder. Is everything going well? You think too highly of an old man like me, Great Saints. I've spent most of my life here in the halls of writing, and I hardly ever stepped out of the wine bee court, not to mention dealing with matters of court. My only claim to this position is my age, and apart from that, I can only do my best. You're too modest. I haven't had many chances to speak to you, but I understand that you are a man of great learning. You flatter me. The more I study the tomes, the more conscious I am of my own ignorance. We all are compared to her. But I hear that you have been studying the scriptures for 2 days and nights without rest. So I came to see if I could share the burden. It's good timing. I also have some questions I would like to discuss with you. She closes the scroll and climbs down. The old wooden ladders creaks as the faithful connects knowledge in high places in the silent ground. Anya walks out from amongst the bookshelves with scrolls in her arms, sitting down at the spacious table that is already covered in open scrolls. This is what I compiled over the past few days. I searched for any and all records of unusual disasters in Kidrak, but I have yet to find any evidence of a catastrophe ever have occurred in our borders. And I still haven't been able to find an explanation as to why the catastrophe chose this moment to strike, when there has been nothing particularly unusual about this year's winter. The girl looks up from the scroll to the great elder. However, the old man seemed uninterested in the scriptures lying before him. He bowed his head, squinting with the sagged eyelid that lies below his white hair. You do not seem approve of the studies that I have pursued. No, I dare not to be so impudent. You are seeking the truth of the catastrophe, the massive thing that have descended before us, fear incarnate, like digging up a path through a mountain or building a bridge over a river. Your actions are undoubtedly logical, but to search the entirety of Kdrak history, every little tribulation within the fragments, it is an ordeal akin to searching a grain of salt in the snow by its candlelight. I'm not afraid of ordeals. I must find an explanation for this catastrophe. I must. I understand. Your worry for Kdrak can take pity on those affected by the disaster, and I can feel there is some other anxious emotion driving you. But perhaps this anxiety has made you short-sighted. I never asked you in private, great elder Hansel. What do you think of this catastrophe that struck Kdrak? I must admit that my knowledge is shallow, and unable to explain the reason behind this catastrophe. But I agree with what you said a few days ago. Kdrak has never promised her people that they would be safe from the threat of catastrophe. Indeed, Kdrak has never made any promises to her people. On the contrary, the scriptures often emphasize that we must not validate her existence through miracles. We believe in her because we believe she is good, that she embodies all that is good. We follow her way such that we can be our better selves. I agree with you, but I fear the public will not respond well to such interpretation. Indeed, reason and insight are a pair of golden shoes that will take you far, but only if your feet can fit them. The day may come when your path of truth is validated, but it is not today. Then what do we do? What do we do? That is a question I do not have an answer for. But you were reciting the story of Ransom. Let us continue. The book on the table records a conflict that occurred over water sources. It is an old story, common refrains in many civilizations. Great Elder reaches out and pulls another book from under it, thus intervenes with the scent of charcoal from the fireplace, like piece of amber floating in the air. The warriors search far and wide for a way to fight the monster, but even Ketura Grande could not help the warrior kill a monster that could not be seen. And so she led the warrior back to the frozen lake, and she spoke to him, saying, "The others cannot fight the monster, for they do not see it. Only you may find a way to defeat it." The warrior was enlightened. The heart of Khan begins to melt, and winter was driven out by spring. Kedra Grandia granted her people the final blessing. Her tear froze the enemy, becoming the three eternal frozen peaks. The first story of the Book of Homes in the Kedra Grandia has been subject to various interpretations by scholars of generations. The heart of Karlan likely refers to the lake of Subran, blah blah blah, and some believe that this warrior who heeded the word of Keita Grandier was the very archetype of the synthesis. Opinion differs on the enemy that came across the ice. As for the monster that could not be seen, Ransoul, a word that has long lost its true meaning, and one of Kedrak's most famous bedtime stories. Parents tell the stories to children who refuse to go to sleep before tucking them back in. The name is so widespread that most people have forgotten that Ransoul was not an incantation or meaningless babble, but a word with a clear, specific meaning. Many words lose their meaning over time. At one point, Ransoul was believed to be a lone word that came to Kedrak at 1,000 years ago, of the same origin of the word catastrophe. If I recall correctly, the work in the halls of writings involved decoding and translating important words that have lost their original meanings. Research that has unfortunately borne fruit. The word Radson has two parts: the short, stop syllable rad, and the stiff, sibilant syllable son. The fireplace prickles and the great elder draws a line across the page with his finger, leaving a trace of shadow that fades away in seconds. Cutting in half a mysterious abomination, the likes of which has never been seen before. The word sword is not hard to understand. It translates roughly to something terrifying or unknown monster. It comes from Old Orshine dialects spoken in Ketrak, which are still used by some of the older generations. This served as the anchor of our exploration. Rad comes from Victorian, sharing an etymology with the word radlight, which means blind or short-sighted. 5 centuries ago, a famous playwright from County Hilrock penned a word in his play, The Rose of Shah, Radlight, which means unseeable, a place of darkness. Yes, so have you seen the manuscript and comments on it? Unfortunately, I was young at the time and left no comments, and my knowledge is deficient. I pored over many pages in the years that followed, which granted me sufficient knowledge to discover and address the errors in my past. The room is silent except for the sound of pen writing on paper, soft like the sound of tiny bugs crawling across the page. The word read ransom, the two etymologically different roots separated from each other, with a circle round rad. It is indeed a place, as it is unseeable, a place of darkness that one cannot discover on one's own. It means the heart. And the meaning of Ratson is the terrifying thing in the heart of man. Exactly. The warrior's song is inner demons upon the lake. Others could not see it because no one else could know your own fears. And KJ Grandius was powerless as well, because the only thing that could defeat one's inner demons is oneself. What is truly terrifying is not the disaster that we can see and feel, but the monsters in our hearts. You are wise, Sages. The sages realized this 1,000 years ago. Now, the catastrophe that has struck Kedra is also a Razor which only Kedra can see. But now there is no Kedra Grandia to lead the lost warriors. Why do you say so? Kedra Grandia could not help the people fight their inner demons, for she is absolutely good. Give me a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for being gone a little bit. Got a little something pop up IRL. I also need to go get my food as well. Alright, let's see. Where did I left it off? Okay, let's see here. Kedra Garandia cannot help the people fight their inner demons, so she is absolutely good. Without the flaws of man, the darkness that could cloud people's heart does not exist in her. So she chose a saintess from among mortals, and bestow upon her the power to fight with Ransom. Only she is always at under Kedra Grandia's side. The snow washes her eyes, the piety judge her ice. She hears the guidance of Kedra Grandia and cherishes the love of the people. Only she can take open the ice and soil and make a path for the people of Kedra Grandia out their hard maze, such that Kedra Grandia will return to us. That is what the people of Kedra has believed for centuries. Only the saints may atone on their behalf, on behalf of the children of Kedra Grandia. The great elders place his hand on his knee and bow his head into imploring a gesture. The saintess of the vine bead court sits on the other side of the candle. The flame flickers and the wood grows long. You're proposing a pilgrimage. It's a time for new praise. I'm afraid I must take my leave, Saintess. One moment, Elder Erso. Saintess, something you said caught my attention. Said Kedra Grandia never made any promises to her people, and that she does not rely on miracles to demonstrate her existence to her believers. Do you believe that Kedra Grandia doesn't exist? No. Of course Kedra Grandia exists. Look at our bodies, our faces, and hear our own language. Every tree and grass, rock, brick in Kedrak is proof of Kedra Grandia's existence. Of course, some hope for a divine spectacle from our God to affirm their own faith. But if a God truly stood before us, answering our every call, what we need will remain faith. This is the first thing that every believer should know. For you to bring this up now, what is it? Oh, it's her! Never mind, I misspoke. Oh, so she... Oh, okay. So the lady of the handmaiden of the saintess is the god of Kedrak. Oh, okay. Okay, I understand a little bit now. The man silently bows and leaves. He disappears through the door like a speck of dust brushes off the page. Interesting. I see you've beaten me here. The two of you summoned me to discuss disaster relief. What the hell is this? It's code. Arctos tossed the packages bearing the Victorian crest on the table. The supply package, containing a day-ready-to-eat rations as well as emergency medicine. Don't play the fool. I'm asking why there's so many Victorians in Kedrak at a time like this. Their reporters are babbling all over the place. Soldiers dressed in workers' garb everywhere. I saw more Victorians than bird and beast on my way here. Don't tell me you don't know about this. I'm well aware that Carl and Trades have been handling this stuff out. The Vinebead Court never enacted a ban on Victorians entering Kedrak. Besides, Victorians' help has been substantial in our present situation. What would it do to Kedrak's internal reputation if we reject the country assistance for no reason at a time like this, let alone expelling our visitors? Some bloody help! Do you think we can overcome this catastrophe on our own, without those hypocrites pretending to be good neighbors? Okay, this bloody word is definitely gonna pin this guy as a British guy for me. The teacup on the table ripples, sending parts of its contents splashing onto the wood surface. It faintly reflects the head of the three clans, like three mountains of different heights. Besides, what kind of help can the Victorian bring? Oh, I remember. The man Harold helped, didn't he? Drinking with our people, chatting them up, going into the pens, treating the beast and delivering new floors. He made the burdened beast fat and plump. People say he's a Victorian, but he's not a bad guy. What happened? What did he do, Lake Silvertails? Here I thought you were supposed to be the smart one in course. You couldn't ever learn that lesson. I'm telling you, no matter what the silver ash and brown tail thinks, not one Victorian will set foot in Parna's land from this day forth. I don't care about your political goals and internal reputation. I won't let the Victorians have their way on Kedrak's soil. Calm down, Arctos. Are we going to fight amongst ourselves before we dealt with the foreigners? Then, what do you think, Arctos? The fireplace continued to crackle. Arctos' voice is calm. The dark rings around her eyes shows the tolls of the past few days have taken on her. This time, I'm with Arctos. You've dealt with the Victorians with the most. You know their ways, especially at a time like this. Victoria does not show kindness to Kedrak for no reason. The aid could turn into a poison pill at any time. All the chaos we've seen over the past few years, what part of it had nothing to do with foreigners? You, of all people, should understand the risk. I completely agree, Arctos. We must not forget that while stagnation may be the least risky course of action at present, it is also the surest way to do it. Sending people at a time like this, Victoria is testing us. They are hoping that we will fall apart on our own. It has taken so much for Kedrak to finally see the result of reform. To close our doors again at this junction would be laying waste to all that we have done over the years. You're set on dealing with the Victorians. You have my word. Colin Trade has taken responsibility for establishing contact with the other nations. We will handle Kedrak's relationship with Victoria. How can you be so sure? As you said, Victoria has never given up on exploiting us. Have they ever succeeded, though? That lucky. And you're always in control, always so sure of yourself. Kedrak is changing, not just the changes that you bring about, but also the changes that brought about the catastrophe and my progress. Nothing they Oh, excuse me, got a freaking gerbil in my throat. Nothing stays the same forever. That's true of your past successes too. And it's true of the great power's lofty perch. Hi, Kenn D. I hope you know what you're doing. In the distance, the evening prayer bell tolls at the Vinebeat Court, echoing amongst the pillars. Sir Ensios, the Saintess requests your presence at the Hall of Lectures. Saintess? It seems we'll have to continue this conversation another day. Even if we have not reached an accord, do not forget that it was the decision of the Vinebeat Court to open up K-Drag to foreign dialogues. To cross the line now is to defy the Vinebeat Court and the Saintess herself. Don't try to keep my head down with some tough words. But remember this, my eyes is open. I won't allow anyone to do anything that will harm this land. There is no length I would go to protect K-Drag. Do remember, Sir Source, that your decisions affect more than just your domain and company. The whole nation will be affected. I hope K-Drag will not pay the price for your pride. No one can make K-Drag pay, as long as our people remain united. Excuse me. Things are definitely turning out interesting. Your visitor is here, Saintess. Wait at the door. Do not allow anyone to enter without my permission. Yes, Saintess. Is this past or future or present? Oh, is it present? For what purpose do you summon me, Saintess? Nothing important. I just realized that it has been some time since your presence last graced the Hall of Lectures. If I'm being charged by impiety, then I have no defense. I will come to hear your lectures each week as the current crisis has passed. Oh, God, what's going on? Hey, okay, there's the guy. I know you're a busy man, but I've rarely seen you so fatigued. I take it the matter at hand has been troubling. I'm sure you understand that the people has been restless in the aftermath of the catastrophe. There is much to be done. But the Vinebeat Court will grow busy. Take care. As he gestured under his eyes with his fingers, Enya sees it but says nothing. The fires burn bright in the fireplace, its warmth reaching the eyebrows and nose of the silver-eyed sibling, warming their pale and alike complexion. They are not looking at one another, but towards a solemn statue. I saw Octos today. He looked out of sorts as he greeted me. Even Ratatos did not seem her normal self. It won't be the first time the three of you have fought with a situation like this. I haven't seen in a long time. What happened? Temporal matters that you need not worry yourself about. Then please tell me, what are the temporal matters that troubles K-Drag? Is it the Victorians? Yes and no. They immediately sent a large relief effort to K-Drag as soon as news about the catastrophe got out. The Colombians also learned about the incident at the observation station and threatened to send troops to protect and evacuate their scientists. They are paying close attention to this catastrophe, each with their own reason. So they understand K-Drag better than we think. They know well what this catastrophe means to K-Drag. The politicians smell chaos and see it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to extend their influence into K-Drag. We know that Victoria has been doing far more within our borders for a long time. They have simply stopped trying to hide it. I have good guess as who is behind Victoria's movement. Her plot is not hard to decipher. It's simply the instinct of a politician. If I was in her shoes, I would agree but another chess piece to move. You know I don't like it when you get in like that. I apologize for the terms in this holy place. Why are you keeping putting yourself in plotter's seat, treating everything around you as a chess piece or bargaining chip? You enjoy a game like this. This is our reality, one that florid words cannot conceal. If we want to be strong, independent, even sit as equal great powers at the same table, we must play by the same rules. This is the most absurd part of it. K-Drag is not the only country that preaches virtue and goodness. Those politicians too play the parts of leaders and teachers in their own countries. They are hypocritical and deceitful, but they teach their people to be honest and sincere. They are avaricious and insatiable, but they teach their people to be gentle and kind. I ask them, sir, and seek goals, are the virtue that I preach to the people of Cadrax their sentence, and the tenets of the scriptures all lies and nonsense to you? Enya. The fire flickers as a charred piece of wood snaps into two. The name buried for so many years is once again uttered by Sir Silverash. So Enya, would you have come to me today if I did not summon you with the authority of Saintus? Gaedra faces an unprecedented crisis. One wrong step, and we may never recover. We need unity more than ever, and the authority of the Saints is crucial at a time like this. I see you finally recognize the importance of faith to our people. I never denied it. Faith in Keterak is fundamental to us. We cannot begin to talk about this land without it. Yes, more than one person says as much to me. But when we view faith from the perspective of gain and loss, I really pause to think that if our history, free from the threat of catastrophe, was a mere coincidence, there is no point in discussing whether it was a miracle or not. What happened, happened. The only thing we can do now is to calm the people. On this at least, we are in agreement. It is not an easy thing, and I shall begin my pilgrimage as Saints. What? I set out early tomorrow morning. The news will be known all across Cater by dusk. Was this divine court decision? It was my decision. The pilgrimage should take place in spring, autumn. Does a pilgrimage ever take place in the middle of winter? Has a catastrophe ever occurred in Kitrak? We don't have time. You know how dangerous this is. Of course I do. But how else do we calm the people's fear of catastrophe? How do we make them believe that Cater Grandiers will forgive their transgressions? There will be no companions, no temporal possessions, no carriages, no rest. The Saints shall circle the lands of Caterak on foot, atoning for the sins of all the people and praying for Caterak Grandiers' forgiveness. It will take 3 months if all goes well. More than one Saintess has died on the journey. And why do you, brother? The young woman paused for a moment and continued like the snow melting into the river, flowing down the peaks of Matterhorn. They are surrounded by warmth, like those winter afternoon naps they took together when they were children. The distant shadow of the past returns, trying to find the children who have grown up, find traces of the past on their face. As Enya of Clan Silverash never forgave the choice that you made. As the Saintess of Kaedrak, however, I am glad there's still something I can do. I know this is not the guidance of faith that Kaedrak needs. Indeed, misunderstanding about faith have hindered us for too long. The changes you brought about, the factories, the railways, the trade, and the station that watches the sky, are all things that can lead our people out of the prison of the mind. Kaedrak needs change. You must not stop. What I must do is to convince the people that is happening is not because they did anything wrong, but there is still salvation from their suffering. There's only one salvation in the mind of the people, and only one capable of carrying the burden. I must fulfill my duty as Kaedrak's Saintess. You summoned me to inform me of your decision. Of course, I'm not asking for your opinion. You cannot stop me, nor do you have any reason to. I leave the matters of the three clans back to themselves while I am away from the Vinebeam Court. Please make the necessary preparation to avoid any troubles. And take care of Enshia while I'm away. Don't leave her in fear. Enshia isn't a child anymore. She won't be so easily frightened. I'm more concerned about it's getting late, Sir Codes. We should go and make preparations. Give me 1 second. My nephew is somewhat waking up. Alright, false alarm-ish, I think. Alright, we're good. Is this an order to leave? If you understood it, you should act on it. As you bid. I take my leave. NCO bowed reverently towards the Saintess and exited, as he had done so many times before. Mel! Or Mel, oh my god, the name. Mally, wait for me! The ball hit the wall of the farmhouse and bounces back to the feet of the boy, who waves at the girl trying to catch up to him. Come on, you're always so slow. He kicks the ball several meters away. The girl grumbles and chases after it. The children are getting some rare free time. In this foothill village, with only a couple dozen households, the children whose parents are too busy to watch are playing in the center of the village. As you know, the saintess has begun the pilgrimage for our people. This village is her final stop before she ascends the mountain. Remember what I told you. Change into clean clothes and do not disturb the saintess when you see her. Am I clear? But the saintess will be able to summon Kenn D back to his father. My wife is working in the city, and I haven't heard from her since the Alright, my mic back yet? Yep, it's good. Okay, we're good. My wife is working in the city, and I haven't heard from her since the disaster. People in nearby city villages say Sir Insiord has put a blockade around the scene, and no one knows what's happening. Do not worry about her. This is exactly why the saintess is embarking on her journey. Petra Grandier will not abandon any of her children. But all of us here in this village has already been abandoned, haven't we? None of the young folk has been willing to stay on the farm since Carl and Trade started their business. Let me tell you, the boy didn't go lame when he was little. Hey, is this all you have to say when the father and I have been taking care of you since your son left for the city? And I haven't heard a peep from him since the disaster. I'll be damned if I got anything else to say. Alright. Let's not argue in Saint's presence. But you go check on old Carl. He said he wanted to catch a glimpse of the Saintess, even if he had to crawl on all fours. Then we talk about him. Oh, okay. I see the Saintess, father. She'll be here soon. What? Much sooner than I expected. Alright, let's go wait by the roadside and brighten your faces. A few dozen villagers lying by the roadside, turning their faces to the distance from whence the Saintess is approaching. The cleric averts his eyes subconsciously, nervously rubbing his palms with his fingers. He was assigned to this village by the Vineby court 20 years ago, but has never seen the Saintess outside the portraits. The footsteps approach. He focuses his entire attentions on his facial muscles, hoping to leave a good impression on the Saintess. Bam! Oh! You fool! Look what you've done! What? Blast it! I forgot about you too. Oh. Okay, I'm back finally. Okay, make it back finally. Alright, finally delivered my nephew to my sister. So now we can finally be loud. Alright, let's see. Mawado. Are you alright, Saintess? Malik, come to apologize to Saintess. I'm sorry, Saintess. Oh, she got a cold. It's alright, just a ball. It didn't hurt at all. You still have to continue the ritual. Then you go home. When your parents see it. Saintess. Mom and Dad died a long time ago. My home is the temple. Go home then. Father? Go. You copying scriptures have caught in more troubles. Oh. I deeply apologize, Saintess. How many children like him are there in the village? I have taken in 9. Some are orphans, while others entrusted to me by their parents who went to the cities to find work. But we haven't heard from them since the disaster. Saintess, do you know what's happening with this disaster? When can my wife come back? What I tell you about her? As kids are grandes really abandoned us. Enough. She would never do that. In these days hardship, we must remember, believe, trust that she is kind. I will do my best so that your prayers and the prayers of all of Caterak will be heard by her once again. So please, trust in me. In Caterak Grandia's name. Caterak Grandia, she will protect us and protect the Saintess. After a moment of silence, the villagers bowed their heads together behind the cleric in a gesture of reverence. They have chosen to believe. The Saintess nods and departs again. The snowy peaks in the distance awaits. Yeah, finally.
ふう、今回もこの制服に恥じない戦いができたね。
Okay, that was just one why it's so long. I think this is longer than others. Because I don't remember this being just that long. Like the cutscenes in the set stories or side stories, or put it like that. Oh god, dang it. Goddamn. Alright, so let's see what's free. Let's see. Well then, that situation's looking shit. Wait, what's this? Wait, devices? Okay, that's new. Okay, avalanche system. Okay. check out what that is, huh? Madame Ratatost, I bring a message from my master regarding the meeting of 3 clans a few days ago. The Polish's stance towards the outsiders is firm. We can never be too careful regarding the faithless. We must even be more vigilant now with the saints out on pilgrimage and state of affair deteriorating. Deter to the 3 clans. My master does not think ill of Sir Encios, but it is true that Clan Silverash has been too close to the Victorians. We do not know if he had others intentions. My master has chosen to communicate with you, as he sees you as a woman has always upheld Keterak traditions. He is happy to meet you in person if you have any thought you would like to share. Are you finished? Out of respect for Arctos, please bring this message back to him. I don't know if Arctos is harboring a grudge because a catastrophe occurred on Partner's sword, and I don't care. But at the last meeting, we reached the conclusion that none of us should make a move without direction from the Vineby court. While the Saintess is absent, the best thing we can do for this nation is to take care of our own business and avoid causing more issues. Okay. That will be all. Imagine she's throwing some fucking barf. I see there's no avoiding these issues. I apologize, but this little thing is no cause for concerns. Let us return to the topic at hand. Long-term cooperation between premium Victorian clothing brands and Clan Browntail. Okay, looks like she's gonna be the first one to betray. God dang. How's everything freaking turned tails? God dang. No, wait. With all due respect, Madam Browntail, I'm afraid it is not an issue I can ignore. If the people of Catherick are so hostile to Victoria, how will we believe that any cooperation can last? Our 3 clans may have our differences, but I am the sole representative of Clan Browntail. You may take my word on that. There's conflict between the 3 clans. I suppose that's not hard for a Victorian to understand. Not at all. I made great efforts to learn about Kitterak during my time here. Your culture is exotic and fascinating. While all of Kitterak is united by your Kitterak Grandir's fate, the same tenets seem to have different influence on the 3 clans. The brave Pathloroch, the clever Silverash, but you, Browntails, I must apologize, but I find it hard to summarize your virtue in a single word. I suppose the way I put it is that Clan Browntails noble and trustworthy. My sympathies for the homework you have to do. Knowledge is the foundation of cooperation. Her Grace the Duke values cooperation with Kazarak highly, and she is looking for a reliable, proper representative of your land to work with. A representative of Kazarak. Is Her Grace unsatisfied with Colin trade? Mr. Silverash is a most astute businessman. Yet this is also his greatest flaw. He will not permit any other winners in this game. I'm sure you understand that his neighbor. A key summary. Therein lies the problem. The three clans may equally be Ketara Grande's children in name, but in the eyes of an onlooker like me, they are not. Even an outsider like me can tell that your clan and the Pilot Torch, you have virtues no effective roles in response to this catastrophe. The Silverash and Carlin trade have not only monopolized Keterak foreign commerce, but also her foreign affairs. In your nominal head of state, the Sanctus, Mr. Silverash's sister, seem to have no objection to the present situation. Mind your words, sir. Do not presume to blaspheme the Sanctus piety with your prejudice. Oh, I apologize if my frankness has offended you. Please understand that I am speaking out of good faith and simply conveying what I observe as an outsider. Cut to the chase. What is your proposal? A simple one. Victoria is seeking friendly, equal, and truly mutual beneficial cooperation. Effective long-term cooperation, not one that only benefits one side or limited by narrow-minded nationalism. The Grace think highly of Clan Browntail and of you personally. My presence here is proof of that. The opinions of foreigners are so important to Clan Browntail. Your promise is our very proof of the shifting nature of Victoria's position. Ooh. Okay, feeling a little gassy. You were wrong to think Clan Browntail is simply another Clan Silverash, but easier to manipulate. No, of course not, Madame Ratatost. The Empire of Victoria does not seek subservience or dependence. She seeks to do the right thing. Clan Silverash is a window that sometimes opens, sometimes closes. Only those inside the room can truly know its contents. Tell me, Madame Browntail, are you not tired of the constant meaningless tribal conflict that haunts this land? Or perhaps you aspire to lead Kadarak into a new era yourself? I think that will do for today. Thank you for your visit. I fully understand your proposal, and I have a message for you to bring back to the Duke. She does not yet have a sufficient understanding of Kadarak, but I sincerely hope she will one day find it. Noted. Unfortunately, any commercial cooperation must remain on hold while political issue remains unresolved. Well, we have plenty of patience with important partners such as yourself. We look forward towards your answer. Okay, is she gonna betray or not? I do not know if she's gonna betray or not. Alright, let's see. Okay, dear Mshia, hope this letter finds you well. By the time you're reading this, my decisions. Don't worry, think of it as your sister's going on a long trip. She'll be back before you know it. I'm sorry that we'll have to put our plans for fondue and the far-right main course kitchen on hold. But I promise I'll be good at my words once I get back. Water. Don't worry about NCO either. He has his plans, though he might be busy for a while. We count on you to take care of me at home, alright? There's a lot of things going on. Stay safe. Be especially careful when going out. I hope I find you as cheerful as always when I return. I pray to Kazrandia for both of you. P.S. Remember to keep your appointments at Rose Islands while you follows your doctor's orders and wear protective gears when climbing mountains. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Her hat is somewhat looking like a chessboard with chess pieces on them. Oh, never mind, that's just the candle. A letter from Kenn D. Yeah, always like this. Say we're NCOs. It's quiet enough at home to begin with. And ever since I came back from a trip, we've barely been around. These are exceptional times. They're all doing all they can to protect Kidnappers. Let me readjust. Are we good? When we're good, what's the working? Yes, it is. We're good. All we can do is trust them and support them. No, but I just want to blow up some steam. Still treat me like a kid and tell me anything. I don't even know what I'm worrying for. I want to help them too. The NCO, Master Chester. Mr. NCO's here. He's probably at the office. Why? A herald has arrived from the Vine Court. They say they are meeting with the clan marshals to discuss cooperation in the joint mining venture. And they want Sir NCO to submit the relevant documents earlier. I have the documents, but submit them early. Is this a temporary notice? The herald explained. Very well. Prepare the car. I will go. Before he can finish, Tia grabs the documents and runs out the door. You can stay home, Uncle Chester. Let me handle this. Tia, come back. The NCO said you're not to go outside without permission. It's alright. NCO must have forgotten to bring these with him. I'll have a good laugh at him later. Come on, let's go. Of course. Oh dear. I should let Sir NCO know. And you should. A brown car is driving on the mountain path to the Vineby Court. Sitting in the back seat, Octo's rubbing his neck. Ugh. Why call me so early in the morning? Is the mine thing so urgent? I hear Sir NCO often stay overnight at the company these days. An early morning meeting would fit his recent routines. It's not like there's much to discuss. Let's just wait for the Silver Ash documents to sign off. Give me the minutes from the last time, Gula. I'll take another look. Yes, sir. Sitting in the passenger seat, Gulo takes the documents from the glove box and is about to hand them to Octos when the car is violently jolted. Ah! What was that? Fallen rocks. Almost hit us. Fallen rocks? Yeah. The car once again violently jolted before he could finish, as falling rumbles slam against the truck. It's not safe inside. We need to get outside. The road is blocked. Okay, he is not British, then never mind. God dang. Okay, the three of them abandon the car and run to the mountainside, but the amount of falling rubble is overwhelming. Look out! A rock falls toward Octos. Gulo pushes him out of the way and struck by the sharp edge of the rock on his forehead. His massive frame falls to the ground, bleeding. Octos crawls towards Gulo, pulling closer on the mountain, leaving a long trail of blood on the ground. The blood is soon covered by the falling rocks. Gulo! Gulo! What the fuck is going on? The tranquility of the mountain is broken by the roaring sound of engines as the morning mist disperses. Tranquility is not what Degen Breacher is seeking right now. She pushes her bike to its limit. The scenery flies by swiftly, but she does not see what she is looking for. The tracks are still visible on the road. The target was here long ago. There. What are you saying, love? Degen Breacher jumps off the bike and rounds the corner. Two cars are burning on the road after a collision, sending a rancid smoke skyward. Degen Breacher pulls her weapon to create a gust to extinguish the fire, revealing the familiar silhouette of the Silver Ash car. The door is easily opened. There is no one inside. Degen Breacher's worst fears not come true. She hears the sound of rock clashing in the direction of the cliff. Oh! Looks down at the source of the sound and finds the one she is looking for, despite the dirt and soot on her face. Degen Breacher! Hanging off the side of the cliff with a hook. And Nishia look up at Degen Breacher, unsure how to hide her embarrassment. I guess I screwed up. Of course you did, love. Her kingdom promises not tomorrow, nor was it built for yesterday. Those who walk the present are closest to her. Her blessing are ever beneath the traveler's feet. Snowflakes stick to her fur coat. The lone traveler pulls her hood tighter. They walk up the mountain against the cold wind that blows through the forest. Enya pulls her cloak tighter around herself. Her step slowed by falling branches mixed with snow. The cleric often say that Keta Grande attests her people with winds and snow. But Enya knows she would never torment her like this. Calm. The saintess sees the smoke of a campfire deep in the woods. Perhaps there is a place to rest. Enya's walk towards it finds the fire still burning, providing a rare source of warmth. She reaches out to it once. The hides hanging around the snows thus shows that it belongs to a hunter. Approach rubs around the lone wooden house, but the owner is nowhere to be seen. Then one of the shrubs rustles. The tip of a metal bolt protrudes from it, pointing towards the campfire. There! Oh god. Enya turns around quickly, but not quick enough to avoid the bolt to extract her right leg, soaking her thick clothes with her blood. She raises her belt instinctively as she stumbles from the pain. The attacker has emerged from the bushes, aiming his neck bolt at the saint's heart. Whoosh. The attackers fall as the bell rings. His body quickly covered with snow. Slowly the small rock turns red. Not the holy bell that quickly. Then you get closer and see the crossbow bolt aiming at the attacker's neck. A rough hand, small but strong, grabs Enya's shoulder and pulls her to the side. Another bolt cuts through the air, taking down another attacker, but more continue to emerge for her. Bandits! How dare you commit murder in my camp while I was away? A young creature carrying a heavy crossbow bolt that seemed too big for her to stand in front of Enya. They smell of her, cloud beast. Stop daydreaming. Silverash, what are you doing here? Never mind. Stay close to me. Oh, fighting time. Alright, let's see how we're dancing with this one.
Oh, what
the fuck?
俺たちが来たことを敵に知らしめてやれ。
Okay, okay. What is this? Avalanche trigger for a short time after deployment. Greatly increase avalanche warning index in the avalanche area. What the fuck? I do not understand.
あまり気張る必要はなさそう。この巻狩りには時間をかけすぎた。とっととこの茶番劇を終わらせるぞ。私が先陣を切る。波が船べりを打つ音が聞こえる。勝利の予兆だ。お前の犠牲で何かが得られる。安心は正常。真相技術異常なし。はい。今は一つ数値はあって何か違う。まあとにかく起動しよう。いくら必死にあがこうが逃げられはしない。
Oh, oh, does that? Okay.
この巻き狩りには時間をかけすぎ。ドクター、数値は合っている。何か違う気が。まあいい。とにかく起動しよう。
意志を言語にするは規律。
Oh god. Yep, he got stunned. Oh god.
とっととこの茶番劇。安心は正常。真相現実。異常なし。
我が炎烈火の中では恐れし魂が踊り狂うだろう。大地こそが我が友。
今は一人にしてくれ。数値は合っている。何か違う。まあいい。とにかく起動しよう。
連綿たる山々となれ。
Okay, I had to sacrifice her. Alright, this is my home. Last I saw, they were going the opposite way, so it's safe here. I'll wrap you up, then you need to leave. Thank you. Don't talk. Don't fidget, Silverash. The wounds aren't that bad. We're some distance, and you're the close of some of the impact. But the bolt has a hook hit. It'll hurt when I pull it out. But try to be steady. The young huntress snapped the arrow shaft and grabbed the remaining part. He glanced at the wounded woman, who simply nodded, showing no sign of fear. The huntress takes a deep breath and slowly pulls the arrow. Even she shivers at the sensation of the hook grating against flesh. She does her best to keep her hand steady, but until the arrowhead is completely pulled out. Finally. Thank you very much. I'm not done yet. Hang in there a little longer. You take out a packet of powdered medicine, lift the edge, and lift the edge of Enya's dress, and shove it skillfully onto the wound before bandaging it up. You can yip if it hurts. Wow. I don't want to make you more nervous. You'll only hurt more if your hands are shaking. Huh? Oh, there's a little thing. A slender snow-white cloud beast pokes his head out the huntress hood, hanging onto her braids with its claws and pokes his wet nose around Enya's fur collar. Then it reaches out to sniff the stranger's scent. Don't touch it. It doesn't like strangers. Before the huntress can finish, Enya's finger has already reached the little cloud beast's chin. Simply touching its soft fur seems to bring warmth to her heart, even in the bitter cold. Get back in, Rift Cloud Beast. Call it the Rift Cloud Beast. Come to think of it, I don't know your name yet, my hero. Joanna. I don't need to know your name, Silverash. Don't think for a moment that we are friends. Oh my god, don't tell me the Silverash already pissed off somebody. Why? You've been good to me. And how your people treated me. Forget it. Nothing to do with you anyways. By you people, you mean Clan Silverash? Or Encios? Not just him. My dad says Silverashes have been obsessed with blaspheming Keitaragandia ever since Encios' father was clan leader. He forced a slot on Keitaragandia's backbone and poison on Keitaragandia's tail. His greed lead to his downfall. Encios hasn't learned his lessons. He done even more to wreck Keitaragandia's peace. But his greatest sin was the hole he dug in Keitaragandia's flesh. This disaster is proof that the Silverash has angered Keitaragandia. But Keitara can't stay in the snowy mountain forever. We have an industry and trade brought us better lives. Why would the kind Keitaragandia punish us just because we're living the better lives? Better lives? You Silverashes sit by the warm fireside, eating the best food, drinking the best wine. But who has to pay the price? Us! We do! Many beasts living at the foot of the mountain when I was little. For 1,000 years they lived off the land, drank from the rivers, and went back to the forest to find berries and leaves. But the common trade railroad divided the mountains and river, forcing the beasts to risk their life crossing the railways. You even blame them for your train running over them. The beast was forced to move higher, but there wasn't enough room there for the large packs. They had to fight each other for space and food, and their numbers dwindles. Not to mention all the cloud beasts that are sensitive to noise. No idea how many died, and how I ended up taking in my Rift Cloud Beast. The farmers by the mountains need to fertilize and seed that the trains bring. And sick people on the mountain need medicine. With the bountiful game that Keitaragandia once gifted us then. The beasts grow fewer each year. Even waters from the springs is less sweet. My father made a living hunting in the mountains for generations, following the holy teachings of Keitaragandia, and we shows our faith by sculpting her statues in her image. Dad, myself, and my siblings, we always pray to Keitaragandia and always paid our respects. Or are we the ones who have to pay the price? Spooked by the sudden outburst, the Rift Cloud Beast leaps down from the trembling Joanna and goes over to Enya. Enya's bent down to lift it up, placing it back on Joanna's shoulders. Don't move, your wound reopened. This is the first time I heard about any of that. Do you want to argue? Go ahead, Silverash. No, I don't. I'm different from the others. I have to stay home most time, and what I know about the lands today come mostly from the accounts of others. Sometimes I go out and experience things for myself, but it's not enough. Vita Grandius will never abandon us. any Vita Grandius will never abandon any children of Kedran. I promise. You better promise yourself that you pull through whatever's going. Who was with those bandits anyways? I know all the hunters living out in the mountains. I didn't recognize any of those guys. I think they came for me. For you? Do you have enemies? It's a long story. Yeah, if that's the case, you better stay put tonight. You won't give up so easily. My best friend has a shop in town, and my sibling has been helping out these past few days. I'll get some medicine from him. And get him to fight bandits. No, don't. Why? Are you afraid to be on your own? I'm fast and strong. I can be back by tomorrow morning if we go down the mountain now. That's not what I'm worrying about. Why? Your silver ashes are such a bother. You have something to say, just say it. If you can't fight, I have no choice but to get help from town. That's the deal. Wait, I can tell you. Yeah, she's gone. Ganya's hurried to get up, tugging at the sleeve of the hunters who were about to leave, causing her cloak to fall off. The Saintess? Actually, I'm sorry. Please, Your Holiness, punish me for my insolence. No, I'm not going to punish you. Just sit down. And that she did. Enya tried to stop the hunter, but she quickly took a step back, putting more distance between herself and Enya. She turns to leave, but then seemed to remember something and spin back around and bowed reverently to Enya before leaving the room. Okay, what the fuck? General Gula. Will you knock on the chamber door before barging in, Matterhorn boy? What are you doing here? I was accompanying Lady Enchia for a checkup. She suffered a car accident this morning, but fortunately she is unharmed. I was told you were here too. I thought I should pay a visit. Are you alright? Just a scratch, but... Wait, you said something happened to young Silver Ash lady. Lady Enchia was delivering something to Sir Encio when she suffered a head-on collision with another vehicle on the way to Vining Court. It was fortunate that Madame Legion Breacher was quickly arrived on the scene. You said she was going to the Vining Court too? Strange. My master received a summons from the Vining Court this morning, saying there was a meeting that was on the way there. The vehicle was struck by falling rocks. Did you hear anything from the Browntails? No, not yet at least. What's the matter with the Browntails? No wonder Sir Arctos was fuming when he left. He seemed so angry in a long time. Listen, brother, I need you to do me a favor. Can you ask Sir Encio to go to the Browntail Manor at once? Sir Arctos is even more hot-headed than I am. I'm afraid he might do something impetuous. Encio is the only one who can stop him. See, I'll let him know at once. And he's already here. I suggest you get your head checked at the hospital, Arctos. The symptoms of a mild collision are easy to miss. Don't try to change the subject. Answer me! Why is it that lonely clan Silverash and mine was attacked, while you Browntails sit safe and sound in your home? What do you know? Everything that I know about what happened today came from you. More excuses. Even the servants of Silverash know to show concerns and tell me that Enchia suffered too. But what about you? You look like you couldn't care less. I guess nothing more than a piece of snow falling on the ground. Is this Browntail's doing? I apologize for my demeanor. all of Cataract has suffered in recent days. I ask for your understanding. Enough with this hypocrisy. We both know there's been gossiping going around about Browntail's witch. I never took it seriously. Couldn't care less what you did, as long as you did it for Cataract and Cataract Grandier. But now, when did Cataract Grandier teaches you to stab your allies in the back, Ratatos? Watch your words, Arctos. Do not disrespect Cataract Grandier. Even if you intend to insult and provoke me, stop dodging the question and answer. Was Clan Browntail involved in the attack on me and Enchia? No wasting my time. I already told you multiple times. I know nothing about it. I express my sympathies. If that's your final answer, and don't accuse me of going too far. You mean don't think about parlor chores just because you took Gula on the auction. Before I told my men when to show. Clan Browntail estate will be thoroughly searched. I didn't want to go this far. I pray Circus and her children not to bear with me a little. You dare? You made me do this, Ratatos. The door to the drawing room flies open without warning. Ratatos drawn his swords immediately. The sharp-eyed Browntail guard raised their weapon too, standing forth of Ratatos. I take it you already discussed the incident that occurred today. I came for the same reason, and I reached a certain conclusion. Please, stand down. Thinking that Arctos had sheathed his sword, Ratatos raised a hand, and the guard hesitantly back off. Good timing, Encios. With the leader of Clan Carlos and Silverage both present, we demand the thorough audit of Clan Browntail documents and cooperation from Clan Browntail in the investigation. Sorry, Arctos, but I don't assent to the demand. What? Why would Ratatos want to get rid of us? Assassinating the heads of the other two clans at this moment would only cause you more chaos. Clan Poshrosh has the most warriors, while Clan Silverash runs the Karlan trade. Ratatos could not hope to keep the situation under control if you and I both died in an accident. Meanwhile, retribution would be swift and harsh. Am I right? Ratatos avoids Encio's gaze not lightly. That doesn't explain why Clan Browntail wasn't attacked. Maybe a coincidence, maybe a bad time. Maybe the attack is something planned with Browntail too. We just don't know about it. You won't convince me with the talks of coincidence, Encios. Who would have done such a thing if not Ratatos? This is not a question we can solve in a short time. Don't forget that there's plenty of people looking to take advantage of the chaos and take a piece of Cataract for themselves. This assassination coincided with the arrival of Victorian aid. The mastermind wants to keep us from working together. If Victorian did this, they are a potential suspect, as in any foreign politicians who attempts to intervene at this juncture. Therefore, I would like to maintain the status quo of our previous meeting. I will continue to handle all external affairs, including those involved in Victoria. I will discover the truth for Clan Poshroy, for the peace of the three clans, and for Enchia. I'll trust you one last time. Don't you dare look smug, Ratatos. You got lucky today. You can thank Elsios and Cercarius. Turns out you were behind all of this. You get what comes to you. The sturdy Ursus slammed the table and turns to leave. Thank you for calming that maniac down, Elsios. I'm exhausted. Sure you understand me. I tiring to deal with baseless accusations. If you suspect me or want to question me, there's no need for that. Trust between three clans are a bit more important than now. I have other urgent matters to tend to. I'll take my leave. Pardon me for not seeing you out. I'm willing to bet she is fucking a traitor. Okay, NCL wasn't hurt. You can rest easy. I was the one they were after. Obviously, the accident was likely staged. They targeted your car without knowing who was inside. Something's not right. It's too bold. There's no people behind this to make the point that they have no qualms about deploying extreme measures. They're trying to sow chaos and suspicion. The act itself is more important than the result. There is another possibility. Perhaps not me, NCL, or arknights who they're truly after. There will be trouble on the mountain. Is Enya there? If anything happened to Sanctus at this point, it will serve as a affirm to all conspiracy theories and drag K-Direct further into the quagmire. I need you to protect Enya, Nichan region. Anya set out a long time ago. I can't promise anything. You need to prepare for the worst. I believe in Enya. You believe. And you will not provide any of your basis for that belief to reassure me, like you usually do. Correct. I believe. Okay.
エリア内の敵反応なし。完璧に任務達成だね。よし、ドクター。ハイタッチしよう。
God dang. Yep, the story is definitely a lot longer than I expected. God dang. Okay, this one is actually very needed. Considering how my characters are dying. Alright, where's the I think it was this? Yep, there it is. Give me these. Oh, we're close. Close to getting there. Yeah, let me see if I can buy your stuff. Yep, buy one of these. Just in case when I get it. These things I'm trying to do, but later. Oh, there's only one here. Ooh, okay, that's good. What was this? Ah, I tell you not to bother me today. Who's... Let me guess, the Victorians? Sister, what are you doing here? Just stand there, take a seat. What's the matter? Can't sleep? I thought I told Yokatan to keep a close eye on you. No. You shake your head? I told Yokatan not to come with me. I wanted to talk to you, one-on-one. But the toast never thought she would see this expression on her sister, who is usually so cheerful and straightforward. Alright, but only for a little bit, then you go back to bed. Like a little girl when you're not supposed to when you're supposed to be a mom already. I heard Ogtar shouting in the drawing room today. Yeah, so he did disturb you. Oh, this heady head for this. No, it's not that. I heard what you arguing about. No many bad things have been happening lately. Please, Father, if you do know something, tell me. I can't understand. You shouldn't be worrying about these things right now, Stupidus. Plenty to worry about once you take my job. There's been trouble after trouble. Now I shut up in my room and can tell that there are things that get worse. I see unhappy faces outside the windows every day. Not to mention, we haven't heard anything back from Munch. There are people searching for her. I'm sure she'll find. Don't forget that she's the one of the finest brown-tailed warriors. I know. It's you I'm worrying about, Rata. I've never helped very much, but there was a time when I could at least stand by your side and give you my support. But now you're facing all this alone. You should talk to me more. There's no need to carry everything on your shoulders. Rikuta and I have your back, no matter what. You think too much about city, silly little sister. Are you already in such a hurry to take over for me? That's not what I promised you, Circus. I protect you and Yokota and all of Clan Browntail. If it's the last thing I do, let Grandia be my witness. So you don't believe me? You got to believe Keita Grandia, right? There's no need to go that far. Alright, then promise me you're going to bed now. Tomorrow will be a better day. Let's hope it is, Bob. You honor me with your invitation, Madam Browntail. I take it your thinking has changed then. Cut the crap. Assassinating the members of Clan Silverash and Particulos. Driving a rift between the three clans. Is this how you intend to coerce me into working with you? I thought Victorian politician was smarter than that. The man smiled nonchalantly. I'm not sure how such a notion could have occurred to you, Madam Browntail. Assassinating the leadership of another country on their own soil will be tantamount to declaration of war if you could prove. Are you sure you want to accuse Victoria of such crimes? So this is why people seem so smug about yourself. I'm not sure I understand your meaning, but since you deign to meet me today, I'm very happy to listen. Is there anything I can help you with? Go on, excellent. Your crude little plot work, huh? The relationship between Partials and Browntail is broken down completely. I'm completely become the most suspicious one here. As for Encio, he just spun his tale about all the three clans wanting such ability to hoodwink that fool Arctos. You know full well that in the present state of Caterag, should the leader of any clan meet an accident, it would take little effort to demoralize the already disheartened people. If he learns of our meeting, he will not hesitate to join forces with Pachalo to attack me, even if you know full well I won't promise you anything. After all, what Keitra agrees right now is a culprit, one to place all the blame on. In that event, it's entirely possible that Clan Browntail will be wiped off the map. I don't have much time. My sympathies, madame. I am in full agreement with your assessment of the situation. Do you intend to turn things around then? Let's get straight to the point. First, I want an absolute guarantee you prioritize the safety of Clan Browntail and the people of my domain, no matter what happens. Of course, we have long sympathies with ordinary folks who become marginalized by Clan Silverash, which is one of our major goals for peaceful cooperation with Caterag. That's the man I haven't want. Second, all trade policies currently in place will remain so when Clan Browntail takes over the Khan and trade, then Victoria must not withdraw any assistance currently offered to Caterag. Otherwise, we reserve the right to terminate our cooperation with immediate effect. That's something you want to happen. You need not worry, madame. We are more than eager to cooperate with Caterag, and would never dream of undermining this partnership. Oh my god, you know what they're gonna do it. There will be much more room for further operations once you become the sole representative of your nation. Good. Taking over Carlin trade isn't something that can be accomplished overnight. You need time to prepare. The first order of business is to deal with Arctos. I know that man. He will come looking for trouble if he found out Cloud Browntail been working with Victoria. In a sense, he even bigger problem than NCOs. Bloody fool. Most Rick, you're right. The decision is yours, Madam Browntail. How should we persuade Arctos? I will contact him again for one final meeting. There is an old brown-tailed manor at the foot of the mountain in the southwest that there is virtually uninhabited. I'll send Arctos a message telling him to meet me there tomorrow, where I will explain the truth. The time of the meeting is set at 7 p.m., 15 hours from now. I hope Victoria will demonstrate its good faith. Of course, you will not be disappointed. We look forward to your persuasion of Plan Posh. Fucking hell. The mountain wind carries the snow, battering the hay half the roof. A few dry leaves are blown into the air, landing on the braids of a girl sitting on the rooftop. He picks it out and rubs it in her fingers. The Rift Cloud Beast pokes his head out from behind the girl's shoulders, rubbing against her red cheeks. Rift Cloud Beast, I'm just clearing my head. You don't have to come out and be cold with me together. The little white creature, which has endured many harsh days and nights with Joanna, purrs gently. Thanks. I don't know how to say this. She's a Viscount of Kenn. I should love and honor her, but how could those things happen? How much my family be punished? The girl sits quietly on the roof, with Cloud Beast in her arms until the fine snowflake covers her hair in white. Oof, goddamn. The door leading to the backyard is pushed open. Oh my god, why am I feeling gassy? The visitor has added a few shallow footprints on the snow. Anya sees 3 scattered crossbows as she walks to the left and picks up one to examine it. It is smaller than the other one that Joanna's used. Anya casts her gaze in front, and there's 3 targets standing in a short distance away, with a few bolts on them yet to be retrieved. You started training at such a young age. There is a name on the stock. Does it belong to a sibling? That it does. That it very does. Okay, and yeah, attention is drawn to a bunch of scriptures or sculptures scattered haphazardly on the ground on the other end of the yard. Their visage is a familiar one. Enya approached the largest amongst them and told it before her. The sculptor was obviously extremely skilled. Pintura Grande is smiling gently upon her. This is just like the one we built at Lake Silveraz. I guess this is what they all think you look like. There are other sculptures lying by her feet, and Enya picks up one of them. This one is sleeker. The chisel marks the face rougher, giving a sense of harshness. Perhaps the sculptor has used too much force when sculpting the face, chiseled off a little too much. This is not right, is it? It doesn't look like Kate Argandia at all. Face need to be a little thinner, and the body... We heed the plea of your humble handmaiden, Saintus. Enya, please? Oh. See? You look better when the face is rounder. She carefully puts the two sculptures of different size back. In this bare, unfamiliar backyard, Enya puts her hands together and prays toward the statue of Kedra Grandia, as the elders of Fine Courtyard often do. She does not make any wish, she only hopes for a miracle. The sun has set, but the hunters still sit in the yard. She hurried to get up to the bow to bow when she sees Enya, but the latter lays her hands on her shoulder. Saintus, no need for formalities, it's just two of us. I would prefer if you call me Enya, as you wish. After greeting Enya, the girl looks aside and falls quiet again. There were a lot of Ketteragandir sculptures in the back. Did you and your family make them yourself? They look a little different. Is it because people interpret the image of Ketteragandir depicted in the old books differently? My dad made the ones that look like her, but the ones that don't. Sorry, I just wanted to ask. Where do you make all those sculptures? The clan is a branch of Clan Koshlo that went into the mountains on Ketteragandir's orders. We've been hunters ever since. We all believe that Lion lives in the mountains, shares Ketteragandir's soul, and we are all part of the eternal cycles of life within her. In gratitude and blessing of Ketteragandir, every member of our family must learn to sculpt the image of Ketteragandir once we're old enough to hunt alone. We also make leather jackets, bone sculptures, and accessories with her mark. Here, blessed hunter, are the whispers of the winds, and Gragas, not her hymns, are the creatures that walk and not fly and not are embodied. The cycles of life and death, the cycle of water and ice. There is neither beginning nor end. Speak of Ketteragandir's wisdom and love, and listen. Rely not on sign and omens, but seek upon snow-covered peaks. And then, and become one with her. Yes, this part feels different from the other part of Ketteragandir. Always get stuck there. The details of the scriptures are not what matters the most. What's important is to be constantly mindful of that Ketteragandir watches and listen to our words and deeds. You may not remember the complicated verse, but you are living, hunting, and sculpting in accordance with her teaching. Even as the Saintus, I would never have truly understood the meaning of this passage if I hadn't met you. You're one of the most pious faithful I've ever met. Ketteragandir will protect your family. Really? Yes, I'm our chosen Saintus, after all. She will appear when we need her most, no matter what hardship we faced. Oh, don't cry. Tear rolled down on the young cheeks of the huntress who already puts up a strong front, falling and melting the snow by their feet. Joanna, what's the matter? Can you tell me? Enya takes Joanna's trembling hands in hers. When I first learned to hunt, I was bitten by the infected beast. I got oripathy. Dad hunted every day and made those sculptures after coming back from the hunt, so that he could sell them in town to buy medicine for me. He did it for years. A few days ago, Dad's friends told me he was at the station, the one the catastrophe happened. If I didn't, Joanna, why did not run me? The grieving girl dropped to the ground, curled up in a fetal position. Anya kneeled beside her, trying to find the words of consolation, but for all the scriptures she'd memorized, none have an answer. After a brief hesitation, she begins patting the girl's back. There's a lump in her throat, if even eternal Guardians can fall silent. What could her status possibly do? Are you listening, Croft? Sitting by the window of the cowplace, suddenly growls with much volume as is custom, and darts back into Joanna's hood. Okay, is it just me, or is colors changing? Or that's just my eyes? I think my eyes are dying or something. Or that's just my screen is also dying. Joanna siphons and wipes her tears with her palms. Someone's coming. Look at the door. Young lady, how do I get to the nearest town? Are you lost? Do you see those lights? Follow the trail down the mountain and follow the lights whenever you come across crossroads. It's getting dark and my eyesight is poor. I'll walk with you. No, I can't leave right now. You can spend the night here and head down once the sunrise. No, it shouldn't trouble. I'll find the path down the mountain. What is it? There's an old man who got lost. We're quite far from town. Do people pass by here often? No, my family are the only one who lives here. We don't see many passerbys. In fact, you were the first. Look out! Yep, crossbow bolts. Okay, I think after this one, I'm gonna have to end the stream. Oh my god, these cutscenes. They're longer than I thought.
戦いの時だ。
Alright, let me see. Wait, show range. Oh, right. Okay, that's a long one.
進め。
Wait, put. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
生命を救済しうるは慈しみ。私たちの勝利に参加を。
That's the soldier again.
邪悪を壊滅しうるは勇猛さ。
あまり気張る必要はなさそうだ。
Okay, they're all gone.
とっととこの茶番劇を終わらせるぞ。
私が先陣を切った。波が船べりを打つ音が聞こえる。勝利の予兆だ。
邪悪を壊滅しうるは勇猛さ。
その誘いに乗ってやる。
お前の犠牲で何かが得られるとでも。
任せて。
見えた。月下の中では恐れし魂が踊り狂う。
ご指示を。自分のための戦いだ。
とっととこの茶番劇を終わらせるぞ。
Okay.
失敗的な欲だ。失礼します。
Nice, okay. Fucking hell. Okay, I forgot that fucking snowball bastard could do damage, god dang. Alright, where are we? Back already, Gula. Still have gauze on your head. I told you to think before you act. Get back to the hospital right now and stay in bed. Master, I heard you're going to meet with Teratotos again at the Brown Tail invitation. You can't go. What, you think I'm afraid of her? That witch says she was going to tell me the truth. I'm eager to see what she spews from that mouth of hers. Master, the meeting on brown-tailed turf is clearly a trap. You think I don't know? Polish never runs from a fight. Just because it's her turf doesn't mean a Partial is helpless there. You know what? Seeing that gauze on your head is making me doubly mad. I don't care how mad you are, Master. I'm sitting right here at the door, not budging an inch until you change your mind. But what does any of that have to do with you? It's my own fault I got hurt. I couldn't protect you. All I can do is stop you from putting yourself in danger. I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at those bloody brown tails. Don't worry, I'll settle the score for you. I'll show them nobody messes with the clown Partial. Get out of the way, brother. Master. Warrior, take General Gulo back to his room. Several warriors help Gulo up and help him walk back to his room. Not a fool. But I won't go unprepared. Fine. Play a few more cards, boys. Dinner is ready, Madame Sorceress. What about Matriarch? Will she not join us? Matriarch Ratatos just left. She said not to worry about her. I remember the Matriarch saying she has a meeting with Clan Porcelain today. So early. Did she go alone? We're not sure. Something doesn't feel right, Yakata. Go after her. Alright. One moment, please, Madam Sorceress, Master Yakata. Was it this time? The matriarch left orders before she left. We are not to allow two of you leave home tonight, under any circumstances. Oh my god, if they don't see this as some like a sign, I'll be calling them blind throughout the story. Take this, get down! Rats. Who are these people? How dare they attempt to murder on the saints of Kedrat's soil? They're not from Kedrat. They're dangerous. Don't worry, Saintus. I'll protect you with my life. Don't get me so evil. Don't underestimate the hunters of Kedrat. The young huntress locks and loads her heavy crossbow, barely taking any time to aim it through the broken window before pulling the trigger. Yep, she is a hunter, alright. It is immediately followed by multiple screams. Oh, there's more hunters. Careful, there's a lot of them. We should stay here. We need to get out. What do we do? Calm down. Listen to me. Oh. I'm prone on snow. The fact is gestures to those behind the door and hidden. They've learned their lesson the hard way. They slowly close in on the house, from guard against the crossbow bolt that could be fired from the window at any time with uncanny accuracy. You see a shadow move behind the curtains, from the edge of the curtain sway. The attacker waves. The poisoned bolt striking the figure behind the curtain. You hear the sound of body hitting the floor with a hit. The short down. Unit 2, 3, and 4, hold position. Unit 1 with me. Approaching Kenn. That says there are two of them. Several figures sneak up on the house, bringing in as once they determine no sounds coming from inside. What? It's a wooden sculpture. The sculpture of Kedar Grandir lies in the ground, crossbow bolt sticking in its head. The assailant did not notice the delicate sound of machinery operating as they entered the room. They hear the ringing of the bell, but their arms and legs go weak. Find the crossbow bolt with a massive net to aim at the enemy. It's that, just like you said. Matter of 10 for damaging a sculpture of Kenn D. Now, run! Oh? Alpha, report. The porcelain convoy has cleared the third checkpoint. Confirm target position, backseat of the lead car. Are we engaged? Affirmative. Wait, there's a change in the situation. The target stopped moving. No direct line of sight. I can see what's going on. Frontier warriors. What they're doing here? Stand by. I'm calling number 1. What's the meaning of this? Your matriarch told us to come meet with them. And they sent you to stop us. The location of the meeting is just ahead, sir. You will only take a minute of your time. Please allow us to search your people for the influence of safety. What a joke. You're afraid of a handful of boys when your people pick the location. People are cowards. The order came from Matriarch Rattatos. We request your cooperation. Do what you want. I've got nothing to hide. No issue. You may proceed now to Arctos. Not so fast. You search us. Now we search you. Search every nook and cranny from here to the Browntown Manor, the roads and everything around it. Find anybody suspicious, take them in. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Oh, the smaller pack is good. Report on spy location, or target's location, Alpha. Come in, Alpha. Alpha, can you hear me? Report. What's going on? Come on, the car has entered our surveillance zone and approaching the final point of action. Should we move? Is there any movement from the target? No, the target hasn't exited the vehicle. Can't see inside from here. Stand by. Engage when you have visual on the target. Bravo, reporting. You have visual on what we believe to be an armed K-Direct patrol. Have you identified them? Unclear. Possible porcelain guard. Ali, report. We spotted K-Track Warriors too. We're searching nearby buildings. Our position may be compromised. Can we make a move now? Negative. Stand by. We've been compromised. Engaging. They found us. We've been exposed. Repeat. Retreat. We've been exposed. Permission for final action. Bloody hell. Affirmative. The north wind blows over the mountain roads. The tusk beats hides among the rocks he binds. Take your bow, swing it low, by the little wood window. The forest domain of the hunters. The young huntress takes Enya into the forest. The mysterious assailant upon pursuit. Their numbers of food pit at the crossbow bolts that seem to come out of nowhere. There's room for more. Where are you? Hunters know there's a last shot of the reveal their position, while the enemy has withdrawn into the shadow. He hides behind the large tree, zeroing in on one little sound. Lock, close, and leaps. Missed. Oh my god, right behind. The young huntress is pushed to the ground as her shot misses. Oof, yeah, throat. But he never gets the chance to bring his raised hand down. It is frozen. Oh. A blurred silhouette appears from above the sails, bringing the weight of 1,000 mountains down upon his head. The ground trembles and the snow of the tree branches scattered. Legion Breacher? Legion Breacher catches the boat flying towards her with one hand. Of course she is. Who are you? What do you want with the Saintess? Stop, Joanna. Legion Breacher is a friend. Legion Breacher. Joanna hesitantly removed the bolt from her crossbow as she looks up and down at Legion Reacher. I've heard your name before. They say you're a strong warrior, but I've never seen a man beaten into permafrost like this. What are you doing here, DJ Reacher? Until sent me. I apologize, but now is not the time to stick to the rules. How do you know he was in danger? This is not the only attack in recent days. There were attempts on the lives of the members of Class Silverash and Partials soon after you left the binding court. The three clans are on the brink of civil war. How could this be? These people. Now only do the trio have time to take a look at the assailant, more precisely. They are wearing Partial's armor, and they're carrying standard issue Katarak weapons. Pan Partial? That's impossible. Pan Partial has always been loyal. Never think of murdering Saintus. But there's been an explanation for these people. It must be in disguise. Someone's been trying to frame Partials. Let me see. There's some gap in this disguise. Yes, look at this bolt. These people thought they could fool us wearing Partial's clothes. They got a very important thing wrong. Look, the bolts they're carrying have 2 fletches, but the one used by the Partial warriors are 3 fletches, which are more suitable for battle than hunting. Dad told me that our family was the best, most loyal warriors of the Partials before we split from the clan. Our shooting skills were passed down from our ancestors who used them in war, mostly against the Silverash. A logical explanation of ancient history now. The war between the 3 clans, Partials, Browntail, and Silverash, have long since come to an end, and your family become hunters under Katarak Grundy's kind guidance. Yes, like Katarak Grundy. It's not hard to guess who is impersonating Clan Partials. The Victorians. Legion Breacher pulls a bolt from one of the Victorians' necks. They examine it. Did you make this yourself? Yes, my dad taught me when I was little. Craftsmanship has been passed down from the family from one generation to the next. From one generation to the next? The cut of the fleshing, the shape of the point, even the etching of the shaft. These are all unique to Orsis. How is that possible? That is a mark of Katarak Grandius faithful. I've seen arrows like these in the arenas of Casimir's many times, used by those who claim to master the most authentic Urshine martial arts. A gimmick, no doubt. GCC also sponsored legitimate historians. I read their papers and see the artifacts they dug up. But we're all indigenous to Kadarak. We used to be part of Clan Partial. What does Ursus have to do with Kadarak? Kenya? Some brought flags, some brought drums, and some brought swords. The 3 outsiders fought constantly, and their blood turned the river red, and she grieved. She went to the place of battles. Sheathe your weapon, let your heart be joined. I'll bestow upon you the blessing of prosperity and protect you from ill. But the 3 were foolish and continued to fight even after they heard her words. So she cracked the heavens and split the clouds, and she brought forth a miracle. The fighting stopped. One of them wept, but how could we forget the hatred, the blood that was shed? And she wept as well, and her tear froze the enemy, becoming 3 eternal frozen peaks. What was that? A passage from Kata Grandius as often overlooked. Now, I think I understand. Joanna, I believe that your family is indeed all Clan Porsche. Originally came from Ursus. You think so too? Yes, but it's not just you. The Silverash and Browntail came from elsewhere as well. As the scriptures say, all 3 clans were outsiders who fought incessantly over resources until Kentara Grandir intervened. The 3 frozen peaks seem to refer literally to the 3 mountains surrounding Ketrak. but in fact refers to the domains of the three clans which she has democrated. She will come again if the swoon is not laid down. Several years ago, she manifested through me, averting what would in the First Civil War, bring the three clans centuries. The heart of the three clans must be joined in order to receive her protection. The first virtue that Kenn D was taught us was forgiveness. Holy shit, this is going on a lot longer than I thought. We got the master. The tall guard brings over the several prisoners bound with ropes. These guys were hiding in some abandoned houses. We were to move wood. Had binoculars and communication with equipment with them. Victorians by the looks of it. Ha! Just as I thought. Ratatos is plotting with the Victorians to kill me. We'll take these men to her. No. We'll do it in front of the mighty court with all three clans present. And we'll see what she has to say for herself. Who's there? We got the remaining Victorian spies, Sir Arctos. We're glad to see you are unharmed. What? What do you mean? Matriarch Arctos' first orders were to protect you, Sir Arctos. We've been following you to stop these men when they attempted to make a move against you. The warriors put their bound prisoners down. What in the name of Kenn D? Where's Arctos? We do not know. He said she would try to draw out the spies that Victoria has deployed around here, and they revealed themselves again. The old brown-tailed manor exploded, its walls torn apart like cardboard. Glass and wood fractured flies in all directions. A flame column soon traces the walls. Something was hissing. Boiling smoke assaults the night air. Arthur's warriors stand transfixed, eyes wide. Behind the brown car, the warriors caught by the blast now stagger. They try to help each other up. The echoes of the explosion gradually disperse, leaving crackles of wood and the sirens that are clearer in the night. The charred jacket drifts down in front of Arctos. Arctos? What the hell have you done?
今回は失敗しなかった。
Wait, don't tell me she died. Oh, God. Wait, was her plan to try and put the blame on Parslos or something? Okay, that's definitely very intriguing. Oh my god. Okay, this could be showing how this could play out the end of Terra before Enfield. Jesus, god dang. Alright, I think this is a good place to leave it here for now because, well, we all got cutscene coming up. And time that we can Alright, so now I'd like to thank you guys for joining me here today on the stream. I hope you guys had a wonderful day, whatever time zone it is for you. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye!